Hey guys, you're watching Verge magazine, and we are here at the UK premiere of Matangi, Maya, MIA, a new documentary following the life of one of the most interesting and controversial pop stars around, MIA.
Yeah, this is all very new, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, it's the UK premiere of your film. How does that feel?
It feels incredible, like seeing the posters on the underground, and I made the poster like out of the cornflakes back into spray cans, just like she used to make stencils. I was like, I can do that.
You've obviously known Maya for years. Do I dare say decades? Or
Yeah.
decades? Yes. So you've known her for decades. Did you feel there was an extra responsibility on your shoulders to get the Maya that you know, to not to combat the public image of Maya, but to tell her story as well as you could?
Yeah, definitely. I think the knowing Maya for I think it's about 7 years before she got a record deal or made a song, because the gap between making her first song and getting a record deal was like a couple of weeks, something it seemed like at the time. Um, but having known her be a film student with no ambitions to be a celebrity or make music or do anything like that in the public eye, she wanted to be a filmmaker, a documentarian. That really helped to give me a perspective on when she did enter the fame bubble and sort of at one stage with that Paper Plane song get really, super successful and be in the kind of Hollywood Grammys and Oscars kind of uh, thing.
Stratosphere.
Yeah, that allowed me to sort of see her go through that and know what it was really like for her back home and her family and where she'd come from to get there. So yeah, I think there's a lot of that in the film.
Firstly, how does it feel to have a film about your life and your story
I know
coming
it's
out?
weird. It's weird. I thought it was going to be about music, but yeah, I don't know. It's a bit like a palate cleanser because that's like the past, and it's sort of rolled up into 90 minutes, so you can just move on. Yeah.
Was there anything in particular that you wanted Steve to capture in your story?
Yeah, it's not in the film, but I'll be taking that up later. It's
What was
more
it?
about the internet stuff. Because that's really what I gave Steve the footage for back in 210, is to put the Maya album into more of a context, because we just hit that point with the internet and net neutrality, and Tim Berners-Lee, who'd invented the web, was like, oh my God, there's something crazy is going to happen to society with where we're going with this. And the war came to an end, and I found out you can manipulate opinions and the public and the data. And so 10 years ago, I was like, oh my God, like, we have to make a documentary about this because this is going to happen, and this is before WikiLeaks and before Snowden and before those things. And I just knew more about it because the Sri Lankan government knew how to do that. So yeah, that was kind of like what I wanted the documentary to be about, but it's not really in there.
Well, it's mad you say those examples. It's still happening like daily.
I mean, yeah, then we had Cambridge Analytica and like Trump and Brexit, and everyone's fine with it. But, it would have been cool to have that documentary have a bit of a connection to the times we live in now, to that sort of stuff, which I did shoot a lot of because the My album was about that. So that would have been cool to have more of that. Um, but yeah, can't discuss all of everything in 90 minutes.
The film's been received so positively. How does it feel to have people responding so positively to your story?
I'm really happy for Steve because it's the film and he made the film. And um, yeah, I'm kind of happy for Steve because he worked on it for a long time and went through a lot of like, fights to hang on to his like initial sort of feeling about what this film could be, because he went through a lot of fights. He's not in the music industry, he's not from that world. So he had no reason to sort of like bend to its whim or whatever. So he made a lot of, you know, there was a lot of ups and downs with him trying to keep it what he wanted to keep it as. And so I'm glad that it paid off, you know, and that it's not just like an album promoting fodder type thing. Yeah.
The sequel.
Yeah.
Definitely a sequel. MIA doc.
I'm excited for it
And
already.
this moment's going to be the beginning.